गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्री राम जय जय राम। 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 जय जय राम। जय जय राम। ॐ रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। अतुलितबलधामं हेमशैलाभदेहं दनुजवनकृशानुं ज्ञानिनामग्रगण्यं सकलगुणनिधानं वानराणामधीशं रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। रघुपतिप्रियभक्तं वातजातं नमामि। ॐ श्री हनुमते नमः। हरि ओम। सुप्रभातम। We will chant the chaupais and dohas. रावनुरथी बिरथ रघुबीरा देखि विभीषण भयउ अधीरा। अधिक प्रीति मन भा संदेहा बंदी चरण कह सहित सनेहा। नाथ नरथ नहीं तन पद त्राना केहि विधि जितब वीर बलवाना। सुनहु सखा कह कृपा निधाना जेहि जय होई सो स्यंदन आना। सौरज धीरज तेहि रथ चाका सत्यशील दृढ़ ध्वजा पताका। बल विवेक दम परहित घोरे क्षमा कृपा समतार जुजोरे। ईस भजनु सारथी सुजाना बिरति चर्म संतोष कृपाना। दान पर सुबुद्धि शक्ति प्रचंडा बर विज्ञान कठिन को दंडा। अमल अचल मन त्रोन समाना समझ मनियम सिली मुख नाना। कवच अभेद विप्रकुर पूजा एहि सम विजय उपायन दूजा। सखा धर्ममय असरथ जाके जितन कहन कतहु रिपुता के। महा अजय संसार रिपु जीति सकई सो वीर। जाके असरथ होई दृढ़ सुनहु सखा मति धीर। सुनि प्रभु बचन विभीषण, हर्षि गए पद कंज। एहि मिस मोहि उपदेसहु, राम कृपा सुख पुंज। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। Dharmaratha, Vijayaratha has got a different meaning. Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra ji explained the wheels, Dhwaja, Pataka and the 4 horses. Now he is explaining what are the reins. The reins are of that caliber which can handle the 4 horses properly if cultivated rightly. Yesterday we saw Chama. Chama means Kshama. Forgiveness. One has to forgive and be free. The quality of the mind is such that, incidentally, this is how it has been developed, and this is how the world also is working. The world, when I say the world, the people around, our own world. We have probably sitting in Mysuru, may have nothing to do with in Cambodia. So, our world, what we mean is our world, are of mostly, exceptions are there, mostly are of a kind where there is full of disturbances, where there is full of selfishness. It is completely overwhelmed with lot of negativities, though a flashes of positivities appears to come and go. It is not that our world is only negative, but the world has more of negativity, and this has come over a period of time. Over a period of time, when I say over decades, and it has come centuries. And people have developed such quality, and as though, remember, as though that is the way of life people are living. The gamut of Shastras which we have are only to point out that our general common thinking requires a modification. For what? For our mind to be peaceful. Let us not worry about other people's mind. In fact, Shastras are meant only to correct ourselves, not the world. But how do I correct myself? To understand that my intelligence has to work for my own upliftment. And in the intelligence, what is it required? The requirement is accept what is happening around, but pick what is required for me. Kshama, forgiveness, may not be seen generally, but I can definitely have that quality. Forgiveness. I see some negativity. I see some wrong activity. I see people speaking very badly. I see people using wrong words. In fact, rather than me trying to go and correct them, I take the knowledge from them what I am supposed to do and what I am not supposed to do. Both are knowledge. Kshama is a very beautiful quality which looks, recognizes and that this is how the people, this is how the world is, but at the same time, I take that happening as a knowledge for my growth and make sure that I forgive them so that I will not get disturbed by them. If I forgive them, immediately people will start talking. Swamiji, if you forgive them, they will continue to do those same things. That is none of my business. Everybody performs action. Every action has got a karma phala. So in case there is here Mr. X who is not accepting the fact, who is not understanding the truth, who is making mistakes, his karma he has to enjoy or suffer. Karma gives karma phala to the karta. Think. Karma gives karma phala to the karta. What should I take? What should I learn here? I must not become a karta. I must take care that I must not become a karta. 1. 2. I forgive because I want my mind to engage in a different activity. I want my mind not to get stuck with that particular sequence or incidents. I want my mind to compose itself, channelize itself and march ahead into the path which I have set towards my goal. If I am not able to forgive people, then they might even forget what they have done. They might even not understand what they have done, but I will be brooding over. I will be worrying. I will be disturbed. I will get, worked up for no fault of mine. Therefore, Kshama is a very, 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 very big quality. Think. Now see, in the families also, the parents look at the children. The children commit so many mistakes, maybe small mistakes only. But sometimes they shout, sometimes they even may beat them. But because of the fact the father, the mother forgives the child, they are able to go again back to the child and embrace the child with the same amount of love. Think. The child is also able to go back to the parents and be with them, embrace their love, and probably, maybe ask for a forgiveness or may not ask for a forgiveness. But the very attitude of Kshama is something which will definitely bring in that cohesive atmosphere wherever we are. Now see, Bala, strength, also requires Kshama. Viveka, discrimination, acceptance on the other side. Dhamma, self-control, requires Kshama. Why? When I control myself, when I am ready to change myself, when I am ready to accept the faults what I have done, and when I am ready to transform myself, those previous activities what had been done should not taunt me, should not torture my mind. I forgive myself also with a clear understanding that I will not put forth my step again in that path, and I will change my direction towards the good, towards Shreyas. If I don't forgive myself, I will become a person with self-pity, self-condemnation. That is a very dangerous quality, let alone other people condemn or talk. My own mind must forgive my own mind with a quality of transformation. Without Kshama, in fact, Dhamma will become difficult. Kshama is very important. Parahita. When I work for the world outside, they say, loko bhinna ruchihi. World, people are so different. You want to serve the world, and there in the field where you want to go and serve, people might be different. Think. How many organizations have so many problems? Why? Difference of opinion. Difference of opinions always have misunderstanding. And misunderstanding leads to confusion and confrontation. And then what happens? The whole purpose of the organization being formed to serve the society gets a very, very bad hit. Think. Therefore, Kshama is one thing which we must develop for ourselves to be free. Last point in that, when I forgive, I must learn to forget also. Otherwise, what happens? The mind will say, I have forgiven. He did all that, but I forgive. My ahankara again will grow up. Therefore, Shastra say, forgive and forget. If the person is able to transform and grow, good. If not, I have nothing to do with it. Think. Otherwise, my mind will be preoccupied only about that thought. Every time I start thinking about that person, and I will lose that ability to focus my mind in my own field of activity. Think. Therefore, for my own inner growth, to forgive is a very, very required quality. Kshama. Second one is very interesting. Kripa. Compassion. What is this kripa or what is this compassion? Basically, kripa is a very beautiful feeling with lots of love. Many of these words which are expressed in either this language or most of them are Sanskrita based words is so difficult to translate, because when we translate, what we express probably is hardly 1 or 2%. A translation can never give a complete gamut of its meaning. Kripa is very beautiful quality which we have to develop. As I said, Kripa is something which is filled with lot of love, lot of kshama, and with an amazing feeling. Now we will see. I have compassion towards whom? We all say, great Mahatmas, great Santa Purushas, they are filled with compassion. What makes us say that, let us say for example, Param Puja Gurudev, which is truth, full of compassion. This is something which we see in those kind of rare people who feel for the sake of the entire society. Call it Vivekananda, call it Acharya Shankara, call it Param Puja Gurudev, call it Mata Amritanandamayi, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, Ramana Maharshi, who was a silent Swami, no doubt, but he also had compassion. If you go to Ramana Ashram today, you will find so many other Jivarashis, cows, peacocks, all of them, they are there with so much of joy. Think. It is nothing but a vibration created out of that inner compassion which Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi had. If you go to any such organizations, you will find that compassion by the Acharya, by the Guru, is so powerful. The very moment you enter that place, you will feel the vibration of love, care, compassion. What is this feeling? This is a feeling of an attitude of oneness. When I feel for somebody, it is not something temporarily. See, the attitude of pity, attitude of sympathy, these are all passing waves. They come and go for a particular person at a particular time for a particular situation. But compassion is that which is eternally there. The very nature of the person is compassion. And he feels inside. Only when we feel, we have the sense of, acceptance. Without that inner feeling, a sense of acceptance, why even Kshama is impossible without Kripa. Not only that, this is from one standpoint. The other standpoint is, every sense of creativity, innovation also comes from this particular feeling. Now we have in the social media plenty of people. Now that has become a business now, unfortunately. We have a lot of people who go and serve even the animals. They have so much of care. Now during this period of Corona, we had so many people who would prepare food at home and go and give to all the street dogs. They would give some grains, keep it in the terrace for all the pakshis. That is not only even now, even before people were doing. Where does that thought come from? To keep something for the other Jiva Rashis comes out of feeling for the other Jiva Rashis. Compassion is not possible without that inner feeling born out of love and care. Now look at that. Bala, Viveka, Dhamma, Parahita. All of them are developed with a sense of feeling. Now Bala, why does it require compassion? One may think. Bala is required to face the challenge, to kill the opponent. No. Bala also requires compassion because even in showing our strength, I still show it with love so that I am able to not hurt the person too much. Hurting a person is basically done for correction. If this will, Swamiji, in the warlike situation, we are not talking of the warlike situation now. We are trying to talk of improving our thinking. Please note. There it is Swadharma. To kill the opponent, it is Swadharma. What we are speaking here is compassion to improve our own self. When it comes to war, then we will talk about it that time. How? Even in war, this was there. This was earlier there. In fact, very age old, it is available in some of the very ancient texts. The opponent, when he has to attack the opposite army person, I believe the training was not to attack him, to kill him, but to hurt him. In such a fashion that he is not killed, but he is hurt in such a manner that he is no more able to fight again. But he can go back home. Olden days it was there. Slowly the narrative has changed, and today there is only dhamsa. And killing of what? Innocent people. Think. For some people's ahankara, for some people's expansion attitude, now we are facing between India and China, India and Pakistan, we are facing such a situation. The expansion attitude is of whom? Think. Now, in this case, for example, Ramchandra ji has got the Vanara Sena. Ravana has got the Asura Sena. Asura Sena, the army people did not have anything to do with Sita ji. Think. Vanara Sena did not have anything to do with Sita ji or Ramchandra ji. Their lord, that's all. But the fight is between what? It has to be taken in two layers. One layer is Sita ji has to be relieved from Ravana. But the second one is, it is the war between good and evil. Who has the evil attitude here? Ravana has got the evil attitude. But the whole army is put at stake, is it not? Meaning what? The army which is fighting for Ravana, when the army men had to die for no fault of theirs, think. He might be the bread earner in that family and he has to wage a war against Vanara Sena. For what? Because Ravana had kidnapped Sita ji. Look at this compassion. Look at this compassion. Those days, the warriors were trained to hurt people so that his family does not suffer the loss of their family member. Look at how compassion works. But today, the war between two countries are born out of selfish attitudes and expansive attitudes of certain leaders, so-called leaders. I don't even have this one to call them as leaders. Think. One or two people thinking that I want to expand this area, I want that to be with me, and for that sake, they order their army to go and fight. What has the army people done? So the compassion, kripa, is not to kill them, but to hurt them somewhere that they will not be able to probably continue the fight, but they go back home. Think. This is compassion. Feel for them, feel for their family, feel for their future life. Kripa. One of the reasons why Ramchandra ji tried to make some peace talks. First he sent Hanuman ji. At least then let him give Sita ji back and accept his surrender. But Ravana did not. Angada was sent. When Angada was sent, Angada proved one Vanara's power to make them understand what could be the leader's power. Still Ravana did not accept. Why should they do? One Sitaji was kidnapped, go fight, over. But so many peace talks was done because of Ramchandraji's compassion towards Ravana. In case Ravana can change, in case he can transform himself and then accept the lordship of Bhagavan. When nothing works, finally it is there. Sama, Dana, Bheda, Danda. Fourth one is there. Shastras itself it is there. But if I can change, if I can transform myself, seeing at feeling the compassion of Bhagavan, then who is gaining? Think. Compassion is a very, 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 very important quality. Kripa. Therefore, compassion is what? Feeling. Feeling out of love for everyone without discrimination. Think. I have compassion for my people. I don't have to have compassion. Oh, this is another one. I don't have to have compassion. No. Shastras never talk that way. Shastras always say you have to be compassionate to even a unicellular organism. Think. Kshama, Kripa, and the third one is very important, Samata. The rope is made of these three lines twined together so that it is very strong rope. And that strong rope is tied with the horses so that the horses otherwise can go astray. With Bala, I can go and do anything. That is what Ravana did. Think. That is what Hiranyakashipu did. You name any demon. They all did why? All wrong things. Why? Because they had Bala but did not have Viveka. Did not have Kripa. Samata, the next one. What is Samata? Samatvam yoga uchyate, says Shruti. Samata is that balancing of my mind. What is this balancing? Life is full of experiences. In another way, experiences is called life. And every experiences are unique in nature. Every experience is unique in nature. Sometimes we get good experiences, sometimes we get bad experiences. Sometimes it need not be good or bad, it is just an experience. In this varieties of experiences, the mind goes astray because it connects itself with the experiences along with raga, dvesha. Raga and dvesha, when it connects with the experiences, derives sukha and dukkha. Now this is life. Is it not? The whole life is of what? Sukha, dukkha. And what are we trying to do? Sukha prapti, dukkha nivritti. Our complete activity panel, if you see, either it is for gaining sukha or rejecting dukkha, pushing dukkha. Anything I do, right from getting up late, right from having a coffee, until I keep browsing my phone at night without sleeping properly. Think. Is it not? All are for sukha prapti, dukkha nivritti. These experiences which actually forms my life takes me up and down, it tosses me up and down, and the experiences gives me a feeling of joy occasionally, a feeling of sorrow generally. Yes or no? I am striving, I am working, I am slogging, I am toiling, I am sweating for what? Only for these two. Sukha prapti, dukkha nivritti. Now tell me, when life is pair of opposites. Now, for example, there is a hillock and I want to trek the hillock. Many people go for such expeditions, isn't it? Adventures. I want to trek the hillock. I can trek the hillock, but then what happens? After that I have to come back. I have to climb down. No, I want to keep on going. The hillock is not there. It ends at one point. Is it not? If I have gone up, coming down is imminent. Think. If I have wound myself with a rope, I have to unwind myself to be free. Let us say I have wound myself 23 rounds. Swamiji, if I unwind 17 rounds, is it okay? Will I be free? No. 21 rounds? No. 22 rounds? No. 23 rounds you have to unwind. Think. Therefore, every action has a reaction. Good, bad, indifference are part and parcel of life. In fact, it is life. Without the pairs of opposites, there is no life. Anybody says, Swamiji, I object. Why? I am having only happiness. I have no sorrow at all. Please come here. I will remove this photo. You sit here. Think. Every Jiva Rashi undergoes pleasure and pain, joy and sorrow, happiness and sorrow. This is part of life. This is life. But when good things come, I jump. When bad things come, I cocoon myself into one corner and go and cry, why it should come to me? Nobody asks why it came to me when good things come. Is it not? Think. When good things come, I never go to a police and say, why did good thing come? No. When good things come, enjoy. Is it not? There, the intelligence is also not used. Viveka Shakti is also not used. Khao, piyo, mauj udao. Think. But when bad thing comes, I start blaming. Think. When I am not able to hold myself, I get elated when good things happen, then I will get deflated when a bad thing comes. In life, agama apayinaha anityaha tam titikshasva bharata, says Bhagavad Gita. Good things will come. By the time you recognize, it will go. Bad things will come. It will come and show, and then it will not go so easily. Why? Bad things. I don't want. I want to keep it away. I want to keep it away. But it has to come. Why? Bad. It has its dharma. It will come. And more because I am trying to push it away, meaning what? I am not allowing it to go fast. Think. If I allow it to go fast, it will come and go like the good things. But I don't want to allow it at all. Therefore, it remains there. And therefore, people feel, oh, Swamiji, my life is full of problems. Suffer. Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labhau jaya jayo tato yuddhaya yujyasva naivam papam vapsyasi. Sukha dukhe same kritva. Accept whatever comes, agate swagatam. It will come. Why we can be happy about it? Because it will not stay with me. Good things come, it will not stay with me. How much ever you try to tie it up. Bad things come, it cannot stay with me. Why? The nature is like that. Therefore, why worry and suffer? When it comes, come, sit down. What do you like to have? Coffee? You ask. And then you start working. Don't bother much about it. Good things also, don't bother much about it. Very important. But when good things come, oh, we fall on it to embrace. Oh, you have come so nice. That is where we make the mistakes. Allow it to go. I remain like in a parade. I allow them to come and allow them to go. They come, they go. I am that Sakshi, I am that witness principle, unaffected by Sukha and Dukkha, Labha, Nashta, Ninda, Stuti. Everything will come and go. None of them belong to me. That is the best part. Why none of them belong to me? Because they are external Sukha and external Dukkha. Who am I? Ananda Swarupaha Aham Asmi. Sat Chit Ananda Swarupaha. When I know that I am that Ananda Swarupaha, I volunteer to get identified with the Sukha. I volunteer to get identified with the Dukkha and then suffer, begging for peace. When I learn the art of what? Art of remaining balanced. Not because of situation, but in spite of situations. When I know how to be balanced, then I don't allow them to interfere in my joy and sorrow. There is no sorrow. Why? I am Sukha Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. Think. Therefore, Samata. With that Samata, now one more. Bala, Viveka, Dhamma, Parahita. All these four horses, Samata, they have to run properly with equanimity. And I make them run properly in equanimity with the reins of what? Kshama, Kripa and Samata. Think. This ability to hold the mind undisturbed by whatever happens in life, accepting all that comes and goes and being completely unaffected like a Sakshi, is a person who can win any wars in life. Outer wars or inner wars. क्षमा कृपा समतार जुजोरे. We will continue tomorrow. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.